welcome back. My name is Omni and I am your guide to the new world. In today's video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the Fire Mage tank. The Fire Mage tank is absolutely amazing. You just burst and burn down your opponents, and you are extremely tanky. The first thing that you're going to get once you get out of the gate of Genesis, and once you get to the archer, pretty much, you're going to have people asking, where's our tank? Where's our tank? And you can just laugh at them because you know who the tank is. And you just tell them, I have a shield on my back and I am the tank. This is going to be a very fun run. As you can see, we just killed by the garden keeper, who screamed us to death after she's dead. I thought this bug was already fixed. Apparently it's not. In this video, I'm going to show you what you can start out with by fire tanking. So if you're starting out, I recommend that you use 200 con. 200 con and 310 intelligence. Alright? I used honing stones. I have my angry earth coatings. You have your angry earth trophies. You don't need to use a topaz potion anymore for void dungeons. This is a void dungeon. This does not work. Fire Mage tank does not work in a fire mutation because they're resistant to fire. So you can only use a Fire Mage tank, for example, in Genesis or in a corrupted dungeon without flame mutation. So this is going to be even easier in the new patch when there's other mutations like the nature mutation. If it's a nature mutation, you can use a Fire Mage tank. I'm pretty sure you can Fire Mage tank Tempest or Dynasty. It won't deal as much damage. But 100%, you do not want to Fire Mage tank a Lazarus. In Lazarus, I recommend the good old hammer. Alright, so you do want to sort of keep moving. When you're moving, for example, this archer cannot hit you. Alright, so the archer will miss you if you're moving. If you're dodging, the archer will try to hit you with the bow. You dodge backwards. The archer will rain of arrows you. You wait for half a second, then you dodge. So things just don't hit you, okay? So that's a lot of a Fire Mage tank. You just dodge everything. It's not that hard. Or you will actually flamethrower them and walk backwards. The flamethrower has something like an 8-meter range. With the 8-meter range, it's very hard for them to hit you. You're able to kite them. They're just chasing after you, and they won't be able to hurt you. Now, when you get to bosses or a large group of mobs, you can swap to your sword and shield like I did a minute ago. Use your defiant stance to just get that initial aggro. This way your DPS doesn't actually get the aggro before. It's just a very secure way to go in there, either shield bash them for aggro or defiant stance. Then afterwards, just apply DPS using your fire staff. I like to throw a fireball and just start flamethrowing. Alright, so you come to these brutes. You have Taxodius, you have Otis. There's 3 brutes in this dungeon. And they have pretty much set. These bosses, they try to punch you 3 times, and then they try to pull you. And it's very easy to dodge. You can dodge 3 times without any problems if you have a hardy ring. I don't recommend a smooth bone ring. You probably have a smooth bone ring. I don't recommend you use a smooth bone ring simply because you do get strength for your sword and shield. However, as you see in this video, I don't use the sword and shield very much. The only time I use a sword and shield is to get that initial aggro, and then I swap to my flamethrower, and it's just you don't use your sword and shield to deal damage. It's just for utility. So just go onto the marketplace. If you only have a smooth bone ring, find yourself a con or int ring with hardy refreshing or hardy and keen awareness. I like the keen awareness. I personally have a hardy leeching keen awareness ring, which is pretty much smooth bone, but it's con, so I can make all these interesting builds. But here we go. So you don't need to ask your healer to pull the archer up anymore. You just throw your fireball at it. My skill build is in the end of this video, so you can see the skills that you need for this video. It's at the end of the video, the skill build that I used for this video. I do recommend for your weapons on the fire staff, you want Angry Earth Bane, and then I have Keen Speed. All right, so I have Keen Speed. You can get anything with Keen Speed. So some sort of Angry Earth and Keen Speed fire staff will allow you to have pretty much 30% haste at all times, because your fire staff, the fire staff skill tree that's at the end of this video, will give you haste most of the time, plus the Keen Speed from your fire staff will pretty much keep you at 30% haste. Alright, so Gojiri is our friend, the shaman. So I like to, you see when he slams, you just dodge. He has 3 attacks. One attack, he has a slam, so you dodge backwards. He has a Kamehameha, he shoots a laser out at you, you dodge backwards or sideways. And then he throws a circle that roots you. He's a shaman, right? So shaman throws the circle at you, which will root you. It takes about half a second for that circle to root you. So I stay at 8 meters and just flamethrower him in a circle. So whenever he throws a circle down on top of me, it doesn't root my DPS. It doesn't root the melee DPS, and they're able to dodge also. So that makes the melee DPS a lot safer, in my opinion. So for this tree part, there's 2 ways of doing it, okay? If you have a super strong pre-made team, I guess you can just bunch all the monsters together and burst them down. However, I like to go on solo queue, if I may. I like to join random teams, and I just find it fun doing it with random teams. It gives you a little bit more of an element of surprise. Okay, I mean, I also do it with my speedrun team. However, it's basically the same run over and over and over again. This is a little different. So if you have a speedrun team, you will probably take all the mobs together and burst them down. On the tree section, if you're just doing pugs, I recommend that you focus on 2 monsters. You can get like a prowler and a soldier, and then your rest of your DPS and your healer will focus on the archer. And after they finish the archer, they'll come after prowler, then they'll come after soldier. That's what I recommend. And so at this tree phase, before they plant the tree, I recommend you tell your pug team, your random team, tell them to focus the prowler and archer first, because the soldier is not going to hurt you. Soldier can't hurt you. You're flamethrowing him at 8 meters away. He has 2 attacks that could possibly hurt you. A slam, which you just dodge. He also has a Path of Destiny type attack, which you dodge. And they're both super slow hammer attacks. You can dodge both of them. And your DPS will be amazed that you take no damage. And by the time they come and attack the soldier has a huge chunk of life already taken out of it. So on the tree, the way for you to aggro, first thing that you have to do, make sure you grab aggro of the soldier. So when the next wave is about to occur, when the first wave's last mob is about to die, you try to make sure your Defiant stance is up. If your Defiant stance isn't up, make sure that your shield bash is up. So as soon as the soldier comes, you either shield bash or Defiant stance it. if you have defiant stance up, try to defiant stance a couple of fiends or the prowler and the soldier, and just pull them away. This will allow your DPS to burst down the archer and then come help you. It'll make it so much easier, so fast. And yeah, basically I just shoot fireballs at things to aggro them. I use my flamethrower to aggro. People are saying, well, the fire staff has no aggro skills. You don't know how much aggro the flamethrower has. It has insane aggro. If you have a sword and board newbie tank, just by having a 50 con fire staff flamethrower, you're going to be grabbing so much aggro off of this sword and board newbie tank all the time. I do that all the time. So with our Carnelian in your keen speed and your Earth's fire staff, it's not a problem. You're going to aggro everything. Alright, so we get to the Caretaker. Now if you have a speed run group, you can probably burst down the Caretaker with a high DPS experienced healer in just the first round. You just go, everyone goes in, bursts it down. That is possible. You probably need DPS with low con. Now, in pub groups like this, I recommend you just, as the run was going, and especially on the tree phase, you have to judge just by looking at the DPS. You see, if the DPS dies a lot, if the DPS dies a lot, then you will want to solo mid twice, simply because you can't more than likely by the second round, one DPS is going to be dead, so you're going to need to solo mid twice as a tank. This group is a very good group. I haven't seen anyone go down, so I feel like their DPS is strong enough for me to solo mid once and then all in, everyone inside for the second round. That is usually what happens. However, if you have a slightly weaker team, you may have to solo mid twice. If you have a speedrun group, everyone's all in the first round. Alright, so this is how you keep aggro on a character. He's basically kind of like a soldier. He just has two lunges, right? He just two lunges and he shoots his arm at you. So it's similar to a soldier, you just dodge. Alright, so in order to break him, I just heavy stab him with my sword 4 times. Then this mushroom gives your team an empower, right? So I don't kill the mushroom right away. I wait a little bit for the waves of mobs to spawn, then kill the mushroom, allowing your team to have extra DPS since they're empowered to clear the waves easier. Alright, so he will throw his death skull at you, and he just reaches down and he brings up his skull, and that wave jumps like 3 times, and you just have to dodge sideways. Make sure you don't dodge backwards. If you dodge sideways, he won't be able to hit you. Alright, so right here, you want to make sure you keep aggro on the boss, and then I tried to keep aggro on a few soldiers. See right here, I'm able to aggro. Oh, I aggro too much. Alright, so I was aggroing 2 soldiers plus the boss, and then I lost aggro on the boss. So to be slightly more secure, probably just aggro 1 soldier and the boss. Okay, that should allow you to keep aggro on the soldier. Now this fight is a little bit more interesting. Our healer lagged out even before the arena went down. Our healer's just dead. So for this fight, we have no healer, and the healer's just relogging, and it's a very fun fight. I know, and it's like we're all like saying, "Where's our healer? Should we even pick him up?" What do you do? I mean, you pick up a healer when he's disconnected, he's just going to die to the waves. So just leave him down. Alright, on this phase, you don't want to kill the mushroom. Which is bad because somebody killed the mushroom. You want to leave the mushroom alive until the boss jumps, I think it's about 6 or 7 times. And then he comes back up, and then you kill the mushroom, and then you kill him. To be honest, you don't need a healer right here. You just need a ton of DPS, and DPS that can dodge the waves. The Caretaker does like to throw waves, the Death Skull waves at you. Okay, so we still have no healer. We have to decide, what should we do? What should we do? Should we continue? Should we wait? Should we get a new healer? And the show must go on. We don't have to wait for the healer. I think it's just time to salvage, because I am going to wait for the healer for like a minute. And if the healer doesn't come back in a minute, we're just going to get done with the dungeon without a healer. It's not going to be too tough. We just have to use more potions than necessary. Okay. We're going to get Circe's. We didn't get Circe's. Circe's has, he likes to retreat a lot. So when you bring him, when you aggro Circe's, you may have to continually smack him with some light or heavy attacks. Santi, the melees are going down. Oh yeah, one really good thing about a flamethrower, it does not proc the void spikes. It does not proc the void spikes. So one more thing is, you don't take damage from void spikes. It's like all the melees are saying, "Oh my god, you're so tanky, you're so tanky." It's because there's no void spikes to spike me. Even the healer gets void spikes. I don't get void spikes because I don't light attack that much. I just flamethrower. No void spikes. Everyone else is getting annihilated by void spikes. I'm just flamethrowing. Now I know the rest of this dungeon is pretty much self-explanatory, but I promise it is going to be fun. We do aggro both the archer and Balder, the soldier, in just a minute. And we fight both at the same time, and it was no problem because of the strength of the flamethrower tank. Everyone's like, should we kill? Should we ditch the healer? And it's like, the healer did his job, okay? We're not gonna ditch him. We're just gonna let him relog, okay? No need. To be honest, we can kill the greenskeeper without a healer too. I like to run up this side. This way you don't have to attack the archer, which has a... If you go up the other side, the archer could jump into the soldier, and it's just an extra soldier that you don't have to kill. And it's easy. Well, my team did aggro the soldier, but like I said, soldiers are not a problem. Look at this. Look at it. Soldiers just don't do damage. They try to get me, but I keep them at bay with the flamethrower. Right here, I recommend just grabbing the prowler. We take care of the prowler first, and then we take care of the soldier. However, if you have a healer, if you have your whole team here, you can burst down the soldier with the prowler. Alright, it's time to get the soldier. I did swap to Sword and Shield just to make sure I had aggro. And now we go back to the flamethrower. I am lagging and teleporting across the screen a little bit. Alright, this is the next brute boss. And it's going down really fast. To be honest, Otis isn't much of a boss. His counterpart, Texodius, actually I think is a little bit tankier. Oh, we do get an archer. So we're doing all of this without a healer, okay? And it's like... only person that's getting like destroyed is simply Silent T. Silent T isn't dodging out of those void spikes. Or maybe not using HP pots or something. Or he is just too busy typing to Hollow asking if he's back. But you do not complain. Do not complain. Alright, so we're gonna try to clear out. My idea was that I wanted to clear out the fiends first because we still do not have a heal. And then I'm gonna grab this fiend. Normally, grabbing this fiend is not a problem. But somebody must have shot Baldur. I don't know. I didn't shoot Baldur. I don't know. Yeah, Baldur. Someone shot Baldur. Someone aggro Baldur. So I have to go over there, and I do try to aggro everything. I try to aggro everything, and right now I have aggro on everything. Okay, Silent T just gets deleted, but I have aggro on everything. The archer is shooting arrows and like rain of arrows at me. I think right about now I lose aggro, and to be honest, I don't want to go back to try to get aggro on the archer. I think Paragon and Welfare Gandalf is going to be fine. I think Welfare Gandalf can probably flame tank in his mage set. Also on the archer. Alright, so the archer is down. And I'm just tanking the Baldur right over here. They're gonna come over here. Baldur's gonna be at 60% health. And the healer's still trying to reconnect. I don't even really remember if we had a healer for the last boss. Oh, is Halopite's back yet? All I know is Silent T keeps coming back and dying. So we're not even picking him up, I don't think. Did we pick him up? Did he die again? This was a solid run. But I swear all the deaths was Silent T and the healer for disconnecting. But you know, this was a fun run. This is a super fun run. Just being able to do the dungeon without a healer. And I think this build, I think the flamethrower tank build is actually a really good, solid build if you want to try to solo this dungeon. A flamethrower tank build may be able to do it. I mean, I may try to solo this dungeon, M10 Genesis. I think it might be doable. Caretaker is going to be kind of slow, but it's doable. All right, so we're going to try to give Warfare Gandalf or Paragon some blight potions. Look. I'm bugged again. This whole dungeon is so bugged. I'm not able to trade blight potions. I think right now we just we do get our healer back, so that's good. But once again, I'm not able to trade. It just keeps canceling out. Okay, so we're gonna have our full team, and we take out the Caretaker. Okay, so that's pretty much it. A very fun run. This is how you tank as a fire mage. It is super fun, super exciting. You have so much DPS, and currently I like doing this flame tanking, fire tank with 150 con. Alright, here's the fight with the Greenskeeper, and we are going to be mostly range tanking. You can hold aggro with your flamethrower, or if you want to, you can just stand back, light and heavy attack the Greenskeeper, plus using your fireball, and you will also be able to hold aggro. I want to appreciate you guys for watching this video. After this fight, I have my build, so do stay tuned to take a look at the flamethrower and the sword and shield build. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Yeah, let me know if you enjoy using this build, but it's a super fun build. I really love Genesis simply because it gives so much refreshing evasion and resilient gear. It gives you so much Bis gear in this dungeon, and it has so many chests. You get M10s, you get so much loot that you can sell. Also, there's the Dex. It's a Dex, refreshing evasion, refreshing toast, Genesis Earring, extremely good Dex Earring in this dungeon. So yeah, be sure to do lots of gen dungeons and try this build out. And if you ask, like I said, I think this will be great for everything but ancient. So I think you can use it in Lost. You should be able to use it in corrupted dungeons. I haven't used it in any corrupted dungeons because they have been flame mutations, so I haven't been able to test them. But as soon as they aren't flame mutations, I will try this out. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Comment below. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Love and peace and kindness, our love is all. Breathe in the air, Mother Nature set the pace. Hands in my hair, I fall in love with her embrace. And how the sun can paint a picture on my face. Think I can live 100 years and take a flight to outer space. I'll live up there above the air and keep an eye upon the place. Think I can run 100 miles off of the feeling. Think I can run 100 miles off of the feeling. Suddenly I was awake enough to leave my bed. Bleary-eyed, I stretch and yawn, I rub the mess upon my head. I know I've done it all before. But something changed, I feel attached, my world aligned at last. It's in the stars, it's on my hands, I see it in my looking glass. These eyes I don't recognize, somebody simplified. Breathe in the air, Mother Nature set the pace. Hands in my hair, I fall in love with her embrace. And how the sun can paint a picture on my face. Think I can run 100 miles off of the feeling today. Never know when it'll hit you, but it hits you hard. Got the wind behind your back, the blood is pumping through your heart. To finally be alive, running from the start. Breathe in the air, Mother Nature set the pace. Hands in my hair, I fall in love with her embrace. And how the sun can paint a picture on my face. Think I can run 100 miles off of the feeling. Suddenly I was awake enough to leave my bed. Bleary-eyed, I stretch and yawn, I rub the mess upon my head. I know I've done it all before. But something changed, I feel attached, my world aligned at last. It's in the stars, it's on my hands, I see it in my looking glass. These eyes I don't recognize, somebody simplified. Breathe in the air, Mother Nature set the pace. Hands in my hair, I fall in love with her embrace. And how the sun can paint a picture on my face. Think I can run 100 miles off of the feeling today. Never know when it'll hit you, but it hits you hard. Got the wind